underdogs coming into the season, not a lot of respect. So would you have taken, I mean, if you were told you were in the Final Five right now, would you have taken it at the beginning of the season, or is this what you expected?
Internally, it's what we expected. Now, I want to, that's going to come across the wrong way. I don't want it to. You tell me in September that we tied for third, we win the first round of the playoffs, and we're going to, although it's called the Final Five, the last 4 teams in our league, I would take it all day. But that's not the journey. The journey was the part that was the fun part. And, am I surprised that we're here? No. That's no disrespect to anybody. I felt like we had a pretty good team coming into the year. I'm happy where we are. Again, I think if you sell me that September 1st, I take it. But we had some expectations around this program, and they're what we feel are realistic expectations, not just talk. And I think we as of late, we're playing up to those expectations.
Each win from here on out, do you feel like you're sticking it to some people?
No. No, I don't. I know what we walked into 4 years ago, and those walls and those perceptions are hard. They're hard to break down, and they're no one's fault. I think that's the underdog mentality that we're getting because of the perceptions. We were the favorite a bunch of times this year. We had the lead in a bunch of games. We're learning how to play better in those situations. The way we've played at the end here has been good. Are we in it to stick it to anybody, so to speak? No, we're not. We're in it to play good hockey and do ourselves and each other proud, and obviously the university, and that's our opportunity come Friday.
Played some really good hockey in the postseason the last few years. Is that experience that you can look back on and help you go
Absolutely.
forward? Yeah.
Absolutely. The one thing we didn't have is we didn't have home ice experience, but I told the guys we were kind of an old grizzled veteran team where we've been on the road and hard places to play in game 3s, down. It showed itself a little bit on this past weekend. I don't know how, but I thought we were poised, we were focused, we didn't go up and down like a roller coaster. We put a puck in our own net at 4-1 on Saturday to make it 4-2, and we didn't do anything but just keep playing. I think those experiences that you refer to, absolutely have a part in who we are right now, and we're going to rely on them come Friday again, because there'll be ups and downs in that game. There'll be ebbs and flows and so on, and I think all we've been through make us who we are, and that's a good thing.
Minnesota State's skating real well right now, 11 in a row.
Yeah.
What are they doing to make some?
They're doing just about everything. Their special teams as a whole, their penalty kill probably gets overlooked, which in league they're 91%, which is unheard of. Their power play is 27% in league, which again is unheard of. I think all the credit goes to 2 guys sometimes or 1 defenseman, and that's just not true. They're a very deep group. They're deep in net. Their back end, there's a bunch of guys contributing. Up front, it's a bunch of challenges for sure. And we've played them 4 times. I think they're playing better hockey now than they were. I'm not trying to downplay those games because we were 2-2. I thought they were good games. This is going to be a different team than we faced, and we have to be ready. We feel like Michigan Tech was a great push for us, and it's a series that I think is preparing us for hard games because they were hard games. These games are going to be hard. We're going to have to play at a high level, and that's the expectation. That's the challenge, though, also, is to not worry about them 11 in a row or whatever because coming into this is a one-game thing, man. And we're going to try to stay disciplined with our actions to give their power play no opportunity or very limited opportunities. We're going to check hard against their top guys and so on. So it'll be a good challenge for us. We're looking forward to it.
What's the excitement level like around here with such a great opportunity ahead?
From our players, it's great. I don't want to speak for people on campus. I'll kind of let them speak for themselves. From our team, we're very excited. It's interesting to watch them. I mean, we all know they're 19 to 23-year-old boys, and the end of the year, you start to drag a little bit. You know, we were at Anchorage. We played a U.S. development team game, which was an ugly game for us. We went to Northern. I mean, they're starting to drag. You can see it in practice. Well, all of a sudden now, you know, the playoffs come. We had Bemidji at home, senior night. We had a good weekend, and then this past weekend is good. Now there's kind of new life, and this is a new thing for all of us in this WCHA, the Grand Rapids deal, and we kind of touched on it. The brand is Final Five, but there's only 4 teams, and we're all excited. I think these guys, to have an opportunity to be down to 4 teams in your league, that's not something we've done once before in the CCHA, which we were very proud of. This is pretty cool for the first year in this league for us to be part of this. Our guys are really excited for it.
How different is it in the WCHA? I know a lot of teams have been in and out since last year, since over the CCHA, like the branding and the hype behind it. How different is that for you?
For us, it's not a whole lot different. The difference has just been the travel, and our guys have been great. They're college kids are resilient. They sleep on the bus like they can sleep in their bed at home. I mean, it's just been different with the travel. The other different piece for us, now this is selfishly speaking, this year, these games have meant something for us, and they meant something all the way up to the end of the season. The last couple of years, unfortunately, we're kind of in 11th, and that's where we were. You know, we're kind of trying to save face and prepare for the playoffs, which we were able to have some success in the playoffs. But the difference for us this year, every game meant something. Every point, every bounce, every shift, and that's a little bit of coach talk and cliche, but for us, that's what it was. And that was a good thing to be in those games in February that meant something. We're playing for home ice. We're potentially playing to be in the playoffs. That's what it meant to us. The fact that we were playing Michigan Tech versus Western Michigan, that didn't mean a whole lot. You know, Michigan Tech was hard. The fact that it's going to mean playing Mankato versus playing Michigan a couple years ago at Joe Louis, that doesn't mean a whole lot to us. We're looking forward to a good challenge, and the fact that it's under the WCHA brand, that's all fine.
Kind of quickly, looking ahead, you kind of talked about the barriers that were built and the walls that you had to break through. Do you find like it's easier to do it now that you're under the WCHA versus the CCHA kind of moved?
I don't want to. I think the walls, the perception walls that we're breaking down, we're going to get broken down anyway. We're getting more and more people through these doors here into our space, onto this campus in terms of higher profile hockey people in a small hockey world. That word is getting out. We're hearing a lot of times, this is better than I was expecting it to be. Well, what made you expect it not to be great? Perception. Not reality, but perception. So I think whether we're under the CCHA umbrella or the WCHA umbrella, excuse me, I think those walls were coming down anyway. The fact that we're able to compete at a high level, we were expecting to compete at a high level with CCHA as we move forward. We were able to jump in the WCHA this year and compete at a high level. Our expectations were, whatever league we're in, we want to do that. So I think it's more based on people coming through and onto our campus and making some decisions for themselves. So stop making decisions based on what other people are saying and perception, and start making decisions based on what they see, the commitment level, the people. And I think that's what's knocking those doors down and knocking those walls down versus what league we're in.
You guys okay health-wise?
Yeah. We're good. I did want to say one thing. We don't have another home game this year, and I don't say it enough. But a huge thank you to our fans, our students. It's really becoming a home ice advantage to play at the BGSU Ice Arena once again. And I apologize for not thanking people enough, and I'm not a great Twitter guy and Facebook. Anyone that knows me knows that. So I don't do it enough there, but I did want to say thank you. We appreciate the fans. We appreciate another great year of Falcon hockey, and we're looking forward to the future for sure.
Any other questions?
I'll do it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.